Hello everyone, I'm here today with Jack Smart, the accessibility consultant with the Calgary Stampede. We are here to understand about the accessibility amenities and the provisions made in the Calgary Stampede this year. So thank you so much, Jack, for joining us today. Can you give us an overview about what are the accessibility amenities available in the Calgary Stampede this year?
Well, we've been working with the Stampede for a number of years and looking at improving accessibility throughout the park during the Stampede event. The challenges always are you're setting up a temporary city for 10 days. How do you overcome most of the challenges related to barrier-free access? We've made a number of recommendations and that have been implemented, including access gates that are fully accessible for not only people in mobility devices, but also families with strollers, wagons. That's sort of the scope of access when coming on park, is not only addressing the needs of people with disabilities, but also families using wheeled devices as well.
Thank you. Thank you for highlighting that. Could you give us a little bit information around the drop-off and pickup of points for people?
Sure. So with entrance into the park, there are three main entrances: the South Earlton entrance and the North Olympic Way entrance. Both have designated accessible drop-off zones, not only for people who are dropping off their friends or family to go to Stampede, but also for Calgary Transit access at the south entrance. So the zones provide a safer area for loading and unloading vehicles and help reduce any risks with traffic and taxi queues and whatnot. So it provides a much safer environment, one where someone's not rushed to get in and out as quick as possible. So those are some of the accommodations that have been made, to basically just improve the level of access and comfort for those attending.
Wonderful. So as you highlighted about these amenities, I also wanted to understand about the seating. So there are a lot of events happening within the Stampede, including the rodeo and the concerts.
Yeah.
So what kind of seating arrangements are made specifically for people with disabilities?
So depending on the venue, I mean, a number of venues have shows, and all of the venues will provide certain accessible seating for guests that need it. For example, the grandstand has accessible seating on raised platforms or at different levels, and at the various restaurants. So it offers a variety of viewing points for people, as well as even the outdoor venues like the Coke State has a raised seating area for people with mobility devices, so that they're above the standing crowd a little bit, so there isn't much of an impeded view. And the same goes with the Roadhouse concert hall venue, and even the Super Dogs, which is a very popular venue for families and seniors. So they've made accommodations to provide some raised seating options to make it more accessible, plus also improve the sight lines for people that are using wheelchairs or mobility devices. Wayfinding can be a challenge because the layouts change every year slightly. There's been an effort to try to keep different sections in the same basic layout for familiarity for people returning to Stampede. But things that we've seen positive impact is even the way, for example, this street, there are wayfinding strategies built into the way the pavement is laid out to help people navigate from one area to another. Plus, they've got various directional signage, and they've got a number of guest services booths at strategic corners on the layout, so that as you leave one area and you go to another area, there's a place where you can ask some questions on, where are the washrooms, where are the accessible washrooms, where's the first aid station, how do I get to this venue or exhibit. So it's been there's been a lot of thought put into the way people move in Stampede, especially with the crowd. So we're making strides on making it easier for everybody. And your other question about seating, one thing that came up a couple of years ago was providing a lot more bench seating along routes, so that those, let's say, with limited stamina, could have a place they could sit and rest, or just crowd watch, which is something I love to do during Stampede. So there's been a lot of initiatives to increase seating with and without umbrellas to help make it safer, especially during hot sunny days. So we're making strides for sure on providing a safe, relaxing environment for everybody.
I really like the idea about keeping it all in the same place to have that familiarity when you navigate. So that's wonderful. So one of my final questions would be, in case of an emergency or a medical situation, what are the kind of protocols that's available for someone who needs help?
So I believe for those that need medical attention, there's a number of strategies in place. One is, as I mentioned, the guest services booths, plus any of the staff at any of the interior buildings will have information on getting medical attention wherever it's needed. The Stampede also contracts with a paramedical company, so there are a number of paramedics on site during the event, and there are a number of there's several first aid stations or rooms at various of the at a variety of different buildings on park, so that it's spaced out logically, so that it's the shortest route that needed.
So I wanted to end this by asking you, what's your favorite thing about visiting the Calgary Stampede?
I love the rodeo. I'm not as much of a chuck wagon fan, but I love the rodeo. I love that whole atmosphere and the fun, and usually it's in the afternoon, so it's usually a nice sunny day. Keep my fingers crossed. So yeah, that's what I look forward probably to the most, is the rodeo. And like I said, I like watching the people at Stampede. It's pure entertainment for me.
So thank you so much. We've come to the end of the discussion. Thank you for highlighting all the features and for having this conversation with us. Okay, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. You have fun at Stampede this year too, I hope.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.